सगळ्यांक नमस्कार. यूथ ऑफ GSP तर्फेन GSP उद्योगाचे 15चे एपिसोड घेवन तुमगेलो येद्राक आज आयला. आज आमगेलो टू बेंगलोर तकून सिद्धार्थ पै आसाची. सिद्धार्थ पै तुमकां स्वागत.
Thank you for
सिद्धार्थ पै हांनी आतां डायरेक्टर ऑफ ऑपरेशन्स विथ अ यंग स्टार्टअप, नवे एक स्टार्टअप साइट राइट म्हणून तांत आसाची. साइट राइट म्हळ्यार तांणी एक आय केअर कंपनी न्हय, बेजिकली इट इज अ मुवमेंट तांणी ताज्या भाशेन चड करता आसाची. हांणी मस्त कडेन वचून चेडवाल्या एस्पेशली गव्हर्मेंट स्कुलांत तांणी आय टेस्ट स्कोर न्हू तांकां स्पेक्टिकल्स कन्नडाक दिवची की काम करता आसाची. आनी इंडस्ट्रियल हांगा वचून तांणी आय टेस्ट स्कोर न्हू जाय जाल्यार कन्नडाक तांकां दिताची एट अ नॉमिनल कॉस्ट. आनी तांणी ज्योती फॅब्रिक केअर सर्विसेस लिमिटेड म्हूण ताजे ऑपरेशन्स हेड जावन आसाची. तांणी वर्क कसं म्हणल्यार तांगेले बेजिकली फॅब्रिक स्पा म्हूण एक ब्रँड आसा तें वाडोवचे खातीर तांणी काम करता आसाची. तांणी मेकॅनिकल इंजिनियरींग PES बेंगलोर कोर न्हू, ताजे नंतर इंडस्ट्रियल इंजिनियरींग युनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मिनेसोटा ट्विन सिटीसान तूं मास्टर्स केलें. ताजे नंतर तांणी सप्लाय चेन एंड स्पेशलिस्ट सेंग वेरियस ग्लोबल रोल्स इन कॅटरपिलर म्हणून एक कंपनींत आशिल्ल्याची. ताजे नंतर तांणी ग्लोबल सप्लाय चेन मॉडलिंग प्रोग्रामाय तांत आशिल्ले शिकागोन तूं लास्टाक. ताजे नंतर तांणी इंडिया भारताक आयल्याची फॅन. ताजे नंतर भारत येवन तांणी ज्योती फॅब्रिक केअर सर्विसेसान तूं जस्ट जॉयन जाल्ल्याची. आनी ISB हांगा तांणी MBA केलें. ताजे नंतर तांगेले बेजीक बिलीव कसं म्हणटा तांणी एक कसं म्हणटा ताचे एक नमुचे एक विशय म्हणल्यार केदनाय हार्ड वर्क एक लायक करून काम करचें, हॉनेस्टी, इंटेग्रिटी अँड वॉक द टॉक तसल पुरा. आनी तांणी वॅल्यूसाक मस्त तांणी वॅल्यू दिताची. आनी केदनाय तांणी नव शिकच्याक तयार आसाची. हांणी मणिपालांत जाल्लेची हांगेलो आनू डॉक्टर सुधीर पै म्हणून एक न्युरो सर्जन बेंगलोरांत. आनी हांगेलो अम्मा मुक्ता पै, तांणी सांगचे फॅन्टास्टीक होम मेकर म्हणटात. सिद्धार्थ, तुमकां यूथ ऑफ GSP उद्योगाक परत स्वागत करता. तुमी आज आमगेलो टू टायम स्पेंड करून तुमगेलें कसलें इन्फॉर्मेशन आमगेले यंग जनरेशनाक दिवचें आसा की तांकां आत्ताच तुमकां स्वागत धन्यवाद सांगून परत स्वागत करता आसा. सिद्धार्थ, ऋषिकेश, सिद्धार्थ सान टेक्निकल इश्यू जावन ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ब्रेक जालें तें. हांव तुका इंट्रोड्यूस करता आशिल्लो अँड वेलकम करून वापस परत तुका स्वागत करता आसा. तुमी आज सांजे टायम स्पेंड करच्याक आलोचन केले खातीर आनी तुमकां धन्यवाद. तुमी दुसरे इंडस्ट्रीन तूं चमकलाची, सो ते विंगड इंडस्ट्रीज विशय ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ आमकां नॉलेज दिवेत की म्हळ्यार खंयची टायप ऑफ इंडस्ट्री तुमी आशिल्ल्याची म्हणून.
I just you spoken about my background. Now actually hanga engineering करून Infosys and actually start केलेलं job.
Oh, okay.
I did that for about 9 months. I was there, and then I आमका opportunity मिळाली US आवडचं. Actually at one time 3M was one of my favorite companies to work for. So because of the Post-it brand and several other things, the innovations that they had come.
Yeah.
So त्या म्हणून Minnesota मी गेले एक application केलेला University of Minnesota Twin Cities, because that is the hub for manufacturing and especially 3M.
Okay.
But as I went there, I unfortunately couldn't crack the interview with 3M. So I worked with the next best thing, which was Caterpillar.
Correct.
Yeah. So I was there, again, great company. I was working with them for almost 8 years in several roles actually. I started as a in supply chain with them, and I ended also as a supply chain specialist only with them. But in different product groups. I mean, they're a very large company, about a 50 billion company, and they have several divisions. So I started with the central group, and then I went on to work with several other individual divisions, large mining truck divisions, things like that. But towards the end, before I left Caterpillar, Makanga, I got a great opportunity and China and Pura travel fortune. So good opportunity to work in Europe, good opportunity to work in China. So wonderful exposure. But after that, during this time, I met Mr. Ulas Kamath in one of his journeys, and he spoke about what he was doing in India and how Tanikishta Jyoti brand Pirikela from something really small to something so big, and the kind of things that is involved in. And that almost triggered something in my head ki Avari, I should be able to do something and contribute to society more than what I've been doing.
Correct.
Although I think most people will agree that the life in United States is always comfortable and everybody is living fairly well. But I always felt that they can do more. So I decided to come back. But India tashi wapas vachinachhu. So there is a thinking to US atu naila tak job melni hoy visa melni kasa puni uttala. So I wanted to stay away from that kind of
stigma,
kind of trolling like that. Stigma. So I joined. I said, let me get some street credentials. So I applied to Indian School of Business, and luckily I got in. That was the only school now apply kili. So I got in, and then as soon as I graduated from there, I again called Mr. Kamath and said, "Hey, I'm here now. I need to work with you and make magic." So from then on, it's been a great journey. I've done different things. Originally, I'm operations. Now also I'm an expert in operations. But I've been exposed to different industries, right from laundry, which is can't imagine. I'm doing mining trucks on 1 year before, when I'm doing laundry the next year. So very vast range of difference. But really, it comes in terms of the contribution we can make. If we can make, our mission is to see how we can influence policy, how can we create more jobs, how can we contribute back to the society. These are the larger goals that I hope to sort of achieve during my career. And in that same breath, we came across this company called SiteRight. We met wonderful people along the way. And Tani हमको encourage किया कि यहाँ करा चाहिए, because a lot of children in India have a problem with their rights, and they struggle because of it, either in studies or in social life. And in fact, women, some of the parents don't get their girl child eyeglasses because they won't get married. There are still stigmas in our country. Although with our privileged upbringing, we don't think that these are issues. But as you go to the grassroots level, you will see that these are real issues that we are facing as a country. So Tashmanu ami start केलेले program last year Samadrishti म्हणून. आणि when we said we scanned about 50,000 children so far we have done, and we have distributed almost 3 to 4, 5,000 glasses to each one of them, no cost to these children. And in that same breath we said what about the adults, because while we were going to these institutions, the drivers teachers and so we tested them, and surprisingly we found a lot of them also had huge issues, especially today. They are more on the cell phone than the children are. But so we found that they also have similar issues. So we started SiteRight to address that. We said, we have to make eye care affordable. It is it's the most oldest thing in the world, eyeglasses. So it can't be so expensive. We can't have 3,000, 4,000 rupees worth eyeglasses, especially when, and most people don't know. So we said, let's address it. SiteRight should kill it. And if this process can help us create at least 100, 200 jobs in this state, it's wonderful. And it will be nice to see that Karnataka as a state, if we can clear any kind of uncorrected refractive errors. Only I think Telangana or Andhra Pradesh can claim that other than us. So that's one of the goals with this company that we've started. And so that's my background. And then so now we've been doing several things. So I've also been a part of a EdTech company in the middle, because in COVID we needed to. I've always wanted to do something. So I was a part of a EdTech company in the middle. So again, doing operations itself for them, making sure that the the business is sort of set up right. So I've been in operations across varied fields, but right now my focus is on eye care.
तुम्ही ISB इंतू MBA केल्लें म्हूण म्हाका सांगलें सो आतां आमगेल्या यंग जनरेशनाक ताजे विशयी ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ एक दोन उतर सांगू येता म्हळ्यार हाऊ टू गेट इन हाऊ टफ इट इज हाऊ वाय इट इज सो वॅल्युएबल नॅशनली ऑर इंटरनॅशनली
No, I mean, I did it for street credentials. I mean, it's hard to get in. There is no doubt about it. I think the competition is stiff for any top college in this country. I mean, I think that is very obvious. Very few percentage people get in. And I mean, I don't know if that's the way we should choose going forward. I mean, I would probably say my mind was thinking more from a traditional, sense. I want top, mostly bragging rights, nothing else. I mean, education-wise, they're great, but you're paying top dollar for it.
Right.
So, I think there are great institutions and great teachers that are outside of these top colleges also, and you should be able to get a fairly good understanding or grasp of these knowledge. And today, with the democratization of education, with all these top professors, Anipura, YouTuber, Ajit, I mean, to be honest, on corporate finance, YouTube basically. I don't need to go to ISB to learn corporate finance. Right?
Correct.
So I learned it from a professor from somewhere in New York, and he was offering it for free, and one of the best in the industry. So I mean, while yes, it is good bragging rights if you are chasing something like that, but I think today education is much more easily accessible, and you can become expert with whichever institution you are, and you don't have to chase these big institutes. And you can prove yourself in a job. Yes, maybe you start small, because everybody wants that 20 lakh, the paper I have couple, the 20 lakh, 30 lakh, the salary
package.
Package. So that is what everybody is chasing, because that's what Economic Times tells you to chase. So,
Correct.
I don't think if you want to make systemic contributions, and if you just want to learn, any of the good colleges that we have in the city in this state should be enough. And in fact, in Mangalore itself, I mean, over the weekend we heard there are 25, right? So, I'm sure the education is. I'm sure the professors are different, but the education, I'm sure you'll be able to pick up.
Correct. Mangalore has about, I think 10 medical colleges in South Canara, and maybe about 20 of engineering colleges, and maybe equal number of management institutions like MBAs.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And even hotel management and other courses, right? There are so many other institutions.
Yeah, I also agree to Ms. Angel Kasamanari. I mean, the student who is learning is more important than the institution, because the teacher is there, the subjects are there, the topics are there, but the way you put in effort to learn, that makes the difference.
And there are a lot of avenues today to learn. I mean, back then, yes, we wanted to chase that institution because that's all the brand mattered. That's the only thing. I'm from here, so this automatically stands for something. But today, I think you can create your own brand based on how much you learn. So, it's easily possible today.
Correct. Since this is basically on GSB Udyog, I mean, either employment or entrepreneurship. So, what is the view on the job opportunities in India at this moment, Siddharth?
See, I mean, generally you look at it in two fronts, right? The job opportunity when it comes to IT, I think the South Belt is fairly strong, and I think there are certain pockets of in the North that are really strong in IT. If India we need to obviously create more jobs than there are available. I think that's obvious. If you just go on LinkedIn today, you can just see open to hire.
Why?
And these are all well qualified people. They are not
and well experienced, just, also 10-15 years,
very experienced
years.
people.
Why?
And if you're looking at the number of young people entering into the market every day or every year, it's a bit sizable. We need to create more jobs than there are available.
Correct.
And that will only happen through creation of companies, industries, and entrepreneurship. And even the existing companies to grow so that these jobs are available for younger generations. But otherwise, I would say it's tough. Unemployment is at its highest right now.
Why?
And yes, while I have no problems with the top 10% of the people. They will find their jobs. They will find everything pretty much on a silver platter.
Correct.
It's the remaining 90% who will struggle.
Correct.
And it's. I feel that this is where we should contribute and create companies that will sort of give them these jobs. So that's my viewpoint in terms of jobs. There are not enough jobs. That's what I would say for everybody that's out there. At least in India, with our demographic dividend being so young.
Correct. I would say maybe the job and the candidate, the match should not. It's not that easy, Muntanji. There is always a gap.
Yeah, there's a large gap. There is a very large gap. Yes, there are more number of students than there are jobs that we can apply.
Laundry is also one of the areas of operation. So how big is that market maybe in Karnataka, India?
No, it's a very large market. It's a very large market. I think if you see the studies that we had conducted when we started, it's a 20,000 crore industry, 5,000 crore industry with a mixture of organized and semi-organized and unorganized players. It's a large industry. It was ripe for disruption. It still is ripe for disruption. So what we started back then was something unheard of. Literally, what the MBA term would be like ocean type of strategy. Something unheard of to the mass, to the customers that we have. But really, the idea behind it was to transform communities through the service that we are providing. What I mean by transforming communities is like, see, our facility in Bangalore, it's about a 50,000 square foot facility. And in Tanto, we have almost 150 employees working. And a large portion, almost 30-40% of them are women. And that can help women coming into the workforce, especially in smaller towns, not just outskirts of the larger cities, can help transform that community around the factory. And that was the real intention, and laundry just happened to be a vehicle through which we wanted to do that. And even in our retail outlets, we have about 154 in all India, but about 50-60 of them are in Karnataka. And even in this, we have about 30% owners are women owners. So the idea is to build, entrepreneurship does not mean you have to build a Flipkart or you don't have to build a big, it's even something as small as owning a laundry shop or being able to sustain yourself through business, right? So we've been able to build smaller entrepreneurs. Yes, we call them franchisees or whatever it is, but they are entrepreneurs in their own
Correct.
And so we've been able to do that very successfully here in Bangalore, and we're hoping to expand that. And that's the real agenda behind the laundry scene. And we have only touched the surface, right? To be honest, we are still a small company. If you look at if you look at markets like Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Calcutta, there is huge potential, and we have only just skimmed the surface there. We are very strong in Karnataka, but we have only skimmed the surfaces in the other states or other cities.
The younger generation, when he gets into a job market, finding a job, what are the basic requirements? He has basically a graduation. So how do you make him employable? In your view?
So there's two. Today, what is the scene today and what we can do, right? There is the scene today is, yes, they come wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. I think the expectations are fairly large from at least from small companies like us. We are not huge. The expectations are fairly large, and I feel at some level they do get disappointed because of probably the nature of the jobs that they are doing. But they don't realize that it's the stepping stone to something greater. You need to put some time. You need to understand things. When you come in, you're just. It's not like in India where you are. So I'm talking about the 90%. I'm not worried about talking about the 10% who will know their stuff and probably get the best jobs.
Correct.
The other people, they try to jump. We try to build them. We try to help them. But they tend to jump quite often in the hope of either more salary or their drive is very simple actually. It's not in terms of company or value. More money. That's pretty much it. But in terms of what they can do, I've seen that there's a lack of ownership in something that they want, especially in the company that they've joined as a general like, ठीक है, my boss told me, that's why I'm going to do it, right? You know, you need to have that ownership, and then I feel that'll help them grow a lot more than what they think is possible.
Correct.
And everybody wants to wait, right? So we want to wait, evaluate, see what is your character, how is your, I mean, competency we can teach anybody.
Right.
We want
Right.
to see what your character is before we take things forward.
Correct.
And I think everybody wants to see that. So that's where some amount of time lag, and that might hurt the person itself, because they may see that, you know what, there's nothing, I can do this for better. There's instant gratification we cannot provide, because these are all things that happen fairly slowly. But what we can do, I mean, in terms of skill, I feel that a lot of it is we hire and then we try to teach. But I think we can work a lot on this internships that we can provide to people while they're sort of in the industry, while they're sort of studying itself. I mean, today internship is just a component of your last year, and nobody really cares for it, because at the last year dal mein college
marking tak ek tick mark kala jale.
Right. So if we can seriously pursue internship as a route to enabling and making them more employable, and that can happen at a very small scale. You don't have to be like it's not like you have to do big things. I mean, if you're a company of 100 people, maybe you employ 5 interns every year to help you with some new projects or something new that you've got going, because they're all fresh, they have new thinking, they understand the latest technology that's out there. So you can always try and see how they can fit into your organization even before they graduate.
Correct.
That's one route to sort of make them more employable.
Correct. I mean, internship is one of the important things of your part of your studies. That's what you say. Thank you for that. Because
I mean, in the US they do it all the time.
Why?
They are interning every year, even while studying.
Why?
They are interning. They spend a few hours at. Some of them are working at a company, learning different things, even if it is as simple as learning the POS system that is out there. Like I also used to work while I was studying, and I learned about, I was in a bookstore, like, so I was actually just putting books back into like what a librarian would do. But you learn about things, right? How is books tagged? How do they even monitor books? What is the inventory? How it flows? So you learn these things because of something so small of even stacking books.
Exactly.
So, and then you can apply them as you learn these concepts later in class. So that's where the value comes. You may have just observed it, but then you will be like, this is what that meant. You put two and two together.
Correct.
So especially, so it works. So any small thing also, if they can understand and build right from the time they leave, say second PUC, I think that can help in their employability.
Yes.
And other thing that they can definitely focus on, Salesforce, Google AdWords, digital marketing. What to Sansan course you can within 2-3 weeks you can become an expert in some domain.
Correct.
It may not be the super expert, but you have enough knowledge to apply it. Which is a good skill to have in today's world, because these are all the technologies, up and coming technologies that old businesses definitely need to transform. And as they transform, if you have the skill, then they'll automatically say, come, why don't you
pick you
help
up?
me do this?
Correct.
But if you want to come and then learn, then it becomes a different, how to invest and things like that. Right? So these are things that they can easily pick up.
Correct.
Especially, I feel some of the new age technologies, most people are well versed. And I always say that you should never be like, king of one. You should know jack of all type kind of thing. You need to have a range. You need to be able to know a little bit of marketing, little bit of sales, little bit of finance. It's enough to get or apply and make things better.
Right. Though there is a specialization, you should be aware of other things also. I mean, you may specialize in one stream, but you should be aware of other things.
Because you will become significant if you are just a specialist after a time, because things evolve after that, and if you don't upskill, then it becomes very difficult to stay relevant.
Correct. Because at that particular time you will have a relevance, and after that you are outdated. whatever.
Correct.
Market changes and you are outdated unless you kind of.
Which is what I'm sure my friends in IT will be saying all the time, right? So if they don't upskill today, I mean today they're hot because they know the latest and greatest. But I'm sure 10 years from now there'll be younger kids who know more. So how would you sort of
Correct. Even the younger, maybe 7 to 10 years, kids are also learning coding now on online.
Yeah, I mean that is a separate topic altogether. Yeah.
That's how it's marketed or publicized.
Yes, absolutely.
So when you're when a guy graduates and gets into the employment market, what kind of challenges he faces in different fields, as you have seen?
I mean, the challenges are plenty depending on the business, of course. One is, of course, the people that he's working with. Are they comfortable? What kind of a boss that you have? Is he nurturing or is he the kind that just wants you to do stuff? So there are several. I mean, then of course there are technical challenges of learning new things. And then, of course, at the end of the month, is that salary enough for you in terms of the lifestyle you want to lead? So, I mean, these are some broad challenges that they face, especially coming from a small town to a big city also is a little tough sometimes in the beginning. So you have to get adjusted and, the expectations are high. So it all depends on how you manage all of that. It takes a little effort from most of the people.
These days, what I see is, as you said, some people from smaller towns move to the bigger towns for seeking jobs, or they just want to get off from their small town and get into, like Mangalore to Bangalore or Mangalore to Pune, or some. That's an example what I told you. So I mean, is it good? If it is good, then how it can help the candidates or the employees who want to expand their horizon?
No, it is good. There is no doubt about it. You have to go out of your comfort. If you're always in Bangalore, then you'll always be there, right? So until you never learn to interact with anybody else. So you need to go out of your comfort zone. At least when you're younger, you're able to do it more often than when you're a little old. But I would highly suggest that everybody come here because there's a culture here, there is a working style, you learn new things, different people. It's very valuable. I mean, it's been valuable to my life. So I was also in Bangalore, very comfortable, didn't have to move out of here. I went to some place called Peoria, which is in the it's a really small town. There is no point going there. Nobody even goes there. It doesn't come in your agenda of things to do. So, but then you learn a lot. Then you start moving. You build things. You build relationships. You figure out how to learn by yourself. I think it's very valuable to do that. Builds that independence character in you. And then I guess what I would call as a rebound is also important. That once you've gone there, how can you come back and contribute? Or if you are still there, contribute over there itself in whatever way is possible.
Okay.
But yes, it is important to move to a city. Good to sort of interact with different people outside your comfort zone. But never forget your roots. Come back.
What's your take on telling the youngsters get into entrepreneurship? How will you tell them, or what are the pros and cons, and maybe some details on that?
There are no cons actually. There are no cons in wanting to become an entrepreneur. There's only pros. You only learn, even if you fail to. The amount of stuff you will have to do, the part is Mangalore and the entire Konkan region. They've been entrepreneurs for generations. Actually.
Why? Correct.
If you look at it, the bedrock of all finance, your education and health. We were the pioneers in this space, and several other industries that you see today, right from fisheries to plastics to even cashew kernels, right? So we have a wide and consumer goods. Actually, in my the last few years that I've been coming, I've come across so many consumer goods that are so locally available, that are so good, that are not available anywhere else, right? So we've been traditionally good entrepreneurs, and pioneered in these three spaces, which I think we've known. I mean, we are known all over India for. And oddly enough, these are the three good areas to disrupt now. I mean, if you think about it, education is being disrupted now,
Right.
finance is being disrupted now, and health is also being disrupted now.
Correct.
We can be the pioneers of that next disruption. So,
Right.
being around these people, being around these universities, being around all the banking people, I think there is enough and more for anybody in that region to become an entrepreneur. And whatever ideas they have, they should be able to bring it up to all the seniors, such as yourself and other industrialists. Maybe a good idea for GSP Udyog to do is probably form some kind of a consortium of people who listen to these ideas, maybe fund them in the beginning. It's okay to fail, right? I mean, everything is not about not about return on investment. Also, maybe this money is given for children to try or kids to try, to see what works. And if it fails, it's okay. There's no burden on them. And I think that will teach them a lot more. Going forward, they can even a really small business. You're the secretary, the admin assistant, as well as the marketing head and the operations head, everything, right? So you learn a lot by just doing things that is unbelievable, actually, the experience that you get there. The only suggestion I have is the difference between an entrepreneur and somebody who's not is an entrepreneur just does. Just goes and executes. Everybody has ideas, but the difference is to just go and do that idea, make it happen.
Correct.
And if and all the youth who are listening to your show, if they want to become entrepreneurs, that's the only difference, nothing else.
Correct.
They have to just go out and say, okay, I'm going to try and do this, and see what happens. Money will come, everything will come. If you will find a way, for sure.
Correct. Now, you were talking about the failures also. So, why do you think there are failures? I mean, any specific study or some?
No, there could be several reasons, right? There could be several reasons. Kasaputni would tell, like, maybe the idea itself was too ahead of its time. Right? Maybe it's too good an idea for now. Maybe it could be that you didn't understand what there could be external factors. Maybe you're thinking of an export business and government puts some restrictions or rules, and then the business probably doesn't work. Or you think of a product, but only your family members like the product, but nobody outside your family likes the product because they're just liking. They're happy to tell you that you're nice or special. So there are several reasons, and maybe your business economics only don't work. But that's not a thing today. I think several businesses are there that are loss making and still highly valued. But again, there are several reasons for that. It all really comes down to, but that doesn't mean that you should not try.
Why? Correct. So, how the GSP community can assist the GSP youth to get into a stream of maybe employment or entrepreneurship? Any more ideas? Because you said we can have a panel where we can have ideation happening there and validation of that idea and all sorts of things. So anything more they can do as a community, whether they can do something.
This as a community, like I said, I mean most of the group that we are in are entrepreneurs themselves. So if you have been trying to, like I said, the internship program is something that we can actively pursue within the GSP Udyog this thing bandwidth itself. You can have large, small and medium industries, workers out there, whatever new ideas they want to try. Right? Make that as a project. Let somebody else try. Maybe that fresh ideas can come through from them. The other thing is, maybe you can ask your employees only to suggest and do some new things. It could be an incubation within the industry itself. So, for example, if you are thinking of some, I'm using ice creams as an example, but if you're thinking of any new age ice creams or something different that you saw in Japan, maybe one of the employees only can, use your R&D facilities and come up with some new business, some new products that you can sell. And the third one is, of course, given that there is excessive, there is money around the region. Maybe it's a good idea to form some kind of a competition, a regular competition. I think a good example is what Y Combinator does in the US. Every year they pick, every quarter I think they pick about 10, 25, 30 startups, and they invest some money in them. It's not like they expect anything back. but they invest some money in them, they take some return on the equity that for the money that's invested, and they allow the entrepreneurs to do the job. So maybe that is something that can be pushed through the GSP, and you can keep it limited to the community itself, so that you're encouraging entrepreneurship within the.
How valued are our GSBs going abroad on jobs, or I mean, entrepreneurship is very limited, but on jobs, how valued they are,
Abroad, I don't think anybody sees whether a GSB or not.
Huh?
I don't think anybody sees that at all.
Why?
I think it's largely based on your
Capabilities.
and your capabilities. I don't think they see whether you're a GSB or not. I think they have other issues than this. I think they're more like Indian or Pakistani. I think those
Or
are the
maybe
larger
Asian
agendas
later,
with-
as you.
Asian later, yeah. So,
Correct.
once you move out of the Mangalore region, you're Indian or South Indian.
Yeah, correct. आता तुम्ही सांगला आता jobs, there is always a job shortage at India and so how do you see, because everybody is talking about superpower India in 2030-35 mantana. So as we are approaching that, so how do you see the job market change?
Again, depends on what we do, right? For example, some of the ideas that the government is pushing over here in terms of the clusters that they're doing for FMCG or the toys, maybe in Mangalore if they're doing for fisheries, building the coastline with tourism. All of this will impact those jobs. I mean, it's more than just entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is one part of it, but I think a large push and political will needs to be there from the people we have elected to make this happen. So I mean, that's the only way it can happen. Otherwise, entrepreneurship can only push so far.
Why?
The rest of it needs to be there in terms of how do we get even foreign companies to come in, create create big factories, employ a large percentage of people. So that's the
and
only
all
way
the
we
clearances
can.
and licenses and all sorts of things, because
absolutely.
that has to come from
the
the
ease of doing
government.
business, as they say, right?
Why?
All of this. I mean, we are lucky to have guidance from people such as yourself who can tell how to start a company and what are the things that you need. But not everybody has that kind of access. So it becomes very difficult sometimes. So if you make it easier, I'm sure the opportunities will grow, and that's the only way we can become the known.
Correct. This gspudyog.com म्हणून एक प्लॅटफॉर्म केलेला आहे, तुका एक्सप्लेन केला आज पुढे म्हणून it's a platform and this thing. So we want to attract more employers who are want to hire. So do you have any strategy or some kind of an input where we can work on that area, Siddharth?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think going by some of the, I mean, I think we should encourage the people that you know only to sort of come on board there. I did have a brief look at the website that you have. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more in terms of what is it that they are getting from this, also from the employer's point of view. Just like how they can post on LinkedIn or they go to any agency to look for candidates. I think we can probably create some kind of a profile for the employer itself and make sure that they have these projects lined up and have these, this is what my openings are for, keep it up to date. The biggest problem with most job websites, at least this is from my experience, is that job does not exist, right? It's already been filled or somebody's bothered to close it. So there needs to be an active involvement from somebody in the business circle to make sure that those jobs are really there. And then the same way you can probably, I mean, we have, like you said, 10 medical colleges, 15 engineering colleges. Have them come on board as well with this, promote the colleges themselves can promote which of their candidates are good, which of their candidates could be worth. Another really great thing we can do is maybe before even putting the job, before the candidates apply, you can have some kind of a small personality test. So you know what they're good at. At least if this person is could be good in sales, or this person could be good in operations.
Correct.
There are standard tests out there that tell you based on your answers what kind of a personality you are.
Correct.
Because, like I said, competence you can teach anything in the job front, but if
Skill
you're looking
can-
for a specific skill, yeah, so you can try and identify that even before the candidate actually
correct. You kind of
applies. And
do
you can do this.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
and you
ahead.
can do this way ahead. No, I'm saying you can do this way ahead. So, one of the cool things that again, to disrupt, right, to do something different. So you can start this right when they graduate PUC. Maybe they apply on the GSP Udyog with these characteristics, and if let's say their interest is to go to Google or join FMCG, become a sales leader. Based on their interest, you can then recommend what are the jobs that you should be
Correct.
going for, and maybe you can have a council. Again, the consortium of people can come on board and become like guidance counselors to them. Like you should be
Right.
doing these 4 internships at least
Right.
to be ready for that job.
Correct.
So make it more than just a job listing site. Make it more valuable for the employer
Correct.
also. So the employer now knows that this guy, right from 12th to now, has focused on becoming a sales guy.
Correct.
So he's already being groomed for that, right? So
Correct.
you can start early so that you have a 4-year, pretty much 3 or 4-year head start in terms of who this candidate is, what their interests are, and how you can align a job for them.
Correct.
So that's one of the ideas that you can use.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just a job portal and you'll be
Yes.
competing with agencies that are
Yes.
out there, and
Yes.
and then generally nobody will be like, they'll be like, okay, here's another resume.
Correct.
That will not be of any value. But if you're going to work on skill and saying that, you know what, hey, Siddharth is a good sales candidate
Correct.
because of these things that I have profiled or GSB Udyog has profiled, then there is more value that you're adding to the employer as well as to.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Siddharth, for that new direction or new angle for showing us the new angle of this. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
आता अनेक कसं म्हणल्यार आमगेले GSB कम्युनिटी बेसिकली आमी पुरा जॉब सावत्ताची बट आमगेले आतां पुलीस जावो और ज्युडिशरी जावो और प्रिजन डिपार्टमेंट ऑल दोज लॉ एंड ऑर्डर और वट एवर यू कॉल तंतु भितर वचनाचे आमी डू यू सी वाय एनी रीजन स्पेसिफिक रीजन फॉर दैट
I don't. I don't know. I can't really answer that. Yeah, but you're right. I think it's a good question. I don't know why we don't see any. I have not seen a pie come out of the book or any of these names in these spaces. Earlier we used to. But,
very few were there.
my
Now
uncles
it has almost come to zero or maybe almost zero. Maybe here and there if you कहीं सोदिल मोड दिला रे कहीं 1-2 जन कहीं मिल जा पाओ तेतलेची but
I don't know why. Maybe it's just aversion to it. I don't know.
because even amgela GSPs were there part of the team which wrote the constitution, quite a few of them.
Yeah, IAS was very strong. I remember IAS was definitely a strong thing. But
आता
I don't know, like,
even
why
UPSC चे वच्ची जाल्यार वचना is it because of lack of knowledge or not motivation or
No, I don't know. That's very strange actually.
Why?
Now that you asked that question, I have to think a little
but
bit
basically
more.
I mean intelligent, I mean intellectually we are
But
strong.
those kind of jobs don't just require intelligence.
Why?
You need to
Something
be
more,
a little bit
yeah.
more. You need to understand different leaders and their way of thinking and push questions. A little bit more political. I don't know.
Bihar and Pura Palilari, IAS are quite a few of them, Biharis,
But that's an escape route for them. Right? They know that they can, that their lives will be completely changed with that. I think their opportunities are also less in those regions at this time. So I think given that this generation, or at least the GSP, there is one of abundance, right? So there's a lot of opportunities. It's not limited to engineer, doctor, or IAS, which is true for maybe the people of Bihar and many of the other places. So that's probably why you see, probably don't see, because there's a lot of opportunity across the table, and so very few probably. And like you said, there aren't that many leaders who can guide, right? Who are from GSP and who are in that IAS. So maybe they don't see enough of them, so they probably say it's probably nothing. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is.
Correct. Like GSP, we were. I mean, basically, put ek time or 20 years put we were very strong in banking. Wherever you go,
Yeah.
there are banking. Everybody was there in banking sector. Now we have moved on to
Correct,
the
correct.
software sector, and I hope
Software
we
side,
will
yeah.
get into entrepreneurship more often, more in
No,
numbers.
we have to. We have to.
Yes,
I mean, I
well,
think the breadth that we have in that Konkan region, we should be able to jump off that the shoulders of all these giants that we have.
yeah. At the India and the talent buyer vattara satata generally we how do you say it is it good or bad for the country, like it may be knowledge drain or something like that it's going to happen.
No, I mean there are enough of us. I feel. I don't think
If somebody wants to go, let them go.
I don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
Everybody's chasing their own dream, but
Right.
but yes, there are a lot of people who. I mean, I think the usual argument is, look at all the CEOs. They went abroad and they did these big things, and that's why they're CEOs. Why couldn't they do it in India? But
Why?
I think there's a place for everybody, right? So maybe those guys were better off there, and some people are better off here, and that's
Why?
pretty much how it's going to be. Yeah.
Why?
Like I said in the beginning of our conversation, the Tengeli Lanka, there is a good life. It is definitely, if you are from a middle class family in India and go to the US, your lifestyle is far, far, far superior.
Why?
And it's something that you would probably never have got an opportunity to do here. So that's probably what it is, and there is nothing wrong with it. It's just that
It again
they've chosen
becomes a
that
personal
path,
choice.
and,
Yeah. It becomes
yeah,
personal.
they've chosen the path that works for them. So.
Yeah. And you have been working abroad. You worked abroad for about 8 or 10 years, and now you are working in India as this thing. So how you see the difference between the working style and the way you work, or the working environment, and all sorts of licenses and this and that and everything?
No, working in the US is always fun because things, they go on time, they run on time, everything is measured, everything is data driven. There are no emotions at all. So emotion, it's very cut and dry.
Correct.
It's a different environment to adjust into. But when you come to India, I think it's largely emotional.
Why?
There is a lot. While everything is like a family, we want to treat everybody like our own, which is good actually. Which is something that is very nice to see, and I've enjoyed both forms of it. Actually, I had, obviously everybody has adjustment issues in the beginning in terms of, hey, how does this work? And if you're coming from one system into the other system,
Why?
you're like,
Why?
no, this doesn't work. You try to be a little bit more curt, and you say, no, it's not how it is. And, but here it is more about building that relationship, building that emotional connect, and things get done. I think we have a different style, and that's. I've enjoyed it here ever since I came by. So both are fine.
Yes.
Just depends on what you're doing.
Correct. What is the USP of GSPs according to you?
That's a very tough question to ask. I don't know. I think generally, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I think USP is not given to a community. I think it depends on you. So, and you have to build whatever your USP is.
Okay.
It's hard to say that one community. Yes, we are, like you said, we were good at banking, accounting. We were good at medicine. I see a lot of doctors, at least from my father's generation.
Yes, definitely.
A lot of doctors. So, and you mentioned, we are good at studying. Right? We're good at learning stuff. But beyond that, I don't know. I mean, it's after that you learn, and that's the base. But after that, you have to figure out what your USP is.
Correct. Yeah. Miguel, Ashil, a question, Sadan, Sarle, Siddharth. So, as a closing, remark, I mean, would you like to say, give some message to our community, the younger generation who are getting into job or entrepreneurship stream? So, what's your, kind of gyan or your input?
What do you
want to say?
I would say that if there's anybody who's wanting to become an entrepreneur, I would say, like I said, go ahead and try it. Don't hold yourself back.
Right.
At least from an entrepreneurship point of view, the difference is in the doing itself, the act of doing
Correct.
something.
Correct.
And for the people who have who are doing a job, my only thing is that see, there are all these people tell you chase your dream, find your dream, all that is fine. But all I say is that whatever you have chosen to do, you should do it well. It may not be your dream, but you have chosen to do it for whatever circumstances
Right,
that you
right.
got. Right?
Yeah.
So you should do that piece well. You don't have to say that this is not my dream, but that's the difference. That's my parting comment.
करेक्ट या या मस्त धन्यवाद सिद्धार्थ तुम्ही आमगेलो
Thank
टासून
you,
इतलो
thank
वेळ
you. Thanks.
आमगेल यंग जनरेशनक इन्स्पायर केला म्हणून खंडित लागता आनी मुखार GSB उद्योगाक तुमगेल हांव परत कॉन्टॅक्ट करता कसले ऑफलायन डिटेल्स जावं कसले तुमगेल सपोर्ट जावं कसले आय होप यू विल तुमी आमकां असिस्ट करताच म्हणून लागता आसा मस्त
Absolutely.
धन्यवाद
Thank you so much. Thank you.
थँक्यू